comp is pretty annoying.
Yeah, I got like a quadra kill level 4.
You got a quadra kill level 4.
Yeah,
That seems to be
lost.
happening a lot recently for some reason. Over the past like week, I've gotten 2 quadra kills at level 3, like 4 minutes in. And that's never happened before that, so it's happened twice. Okay, where are you? Okay, so I hope you start blue this game. Or you do leashless and level 3 gank top. Do you know why?
Ignite lane or?
Well, that's one thing. Aatrox is really easy to gank for too.
Yeah.
Also, like ganking Xerath and Yuumi is probably not a good idea because they're most likely going to be full health and never going to be killable. So I would just camp the Akshan. But it seems like what you did rewarded you. Let's see the thing is, just because a play like worked out, that doesn't mean it was a good play.
Sure.
So just because you got rewarded this one time doesn't mean you shouldn't, like, you should do it again, right? What is going on top lane? So here, what I would have done, see, you would have killed the Akshan here. He face checked. So remember when I said leashless? You would start Raptors, and then either go Krugs, and then red, or you'd go red Krugs gank, and then if it doesn't work, you reset, go bot with the longsword, and then you contest the scuttle. That's just one thing you could do. So next time, if you're playing like Nocturne or Eve, probably not Eve, because Eve almost always full clears, but Nocturne has a much stronger level 3 gank. I don't do 2 camps anymore at the same time on Nocturne. It's just, like, look how late it is. Like, you're a whole 15 seconds late. And if the enemy invaded you, which, I mean, we know he's topside, but like, if you did the same thing, they could kill you and win the game. This is a good gank. Okay, forcing his flash. Pretty worth. Probably not a good idea to recall there. Or there, because they could just stop you. Dude, this works. This actually works. I can tell it works.
This gives me a quadra kill.
This is... Yeah, she canceled her back. This is where it happens, huh?
Yeah, it's a little...
You missed your W. It was still a kill. Okay. What is going on?
Yeah. Heat gameplay.
Okay. Take his Raptors. Oh, you're doing Drake. Interesting.
I wasn't sure if I was kind of not sure if I.
So remember when I told you a few sessions ago, doing Drake when all your camps are up is a bad idea?
Yeah.
You lose tempo.
Okay.
Especially like when you can take the enemy jungle as well. Like you should take the enemy jungle and then full clear yourself and then worry. Like you could have easily done like Raptors. Do you have a ward? Nope, we swapped. Okay, so Raptors, and then full clear all the way top. Reset with like a ton of gold. Went to Drake or gank bot. That's what you could have done. And you'd be level 6, and you'd probably get another kill because bot has no flashes, no exhaust,
Then you take the Drake.
nothing. Your bot lane would reset soon, anyways. So yeah. And see, like right there. If you're planning to recall and then do your camps, don't do that. Just do your camps and then recall, right? Because you're essentially just going back to base just to do the same thing. So you're wasting a bunch of time recalling and then running all the way back to the camp just to start hitting it when you could have just hit it in the first place. Albeit like slower, right? Because you don't have the item, but it would still be a lot faster than resetting first. This guy is super gankable. So maybe, because you're going to hit 6 after Raptors or red, you can gank this guy. Also, did you think about the chance that he could get dove here? Okay, I'm assuming you didn't check his lane then. Because it's, like, Aatrox didn't have sums. You could see that by pressing tab. He doesn't have TP. Akshan was slow pushing a wave. Like, whenever a laner is slow pushing, you should always consider the chance they might get dove. So I probably literally would have went Krugs and then just sat here or something just to wait and hover, just in case. Because if they did dive, Aatrox would have died, and you would have gotten a double kill. They did. And then he kind of just gets cheesed, yeah. And so right here, Jarvan gave you a little bit of information. He had no buffs, and you know his red is up. His red's been up for some time. So maybe you could even invade him here, because you're really strong, right? You want to use your lead. I mean, you got options. Okay, that's good. Could have been a little better. Rakan played that so horribly. You could easily turn around on this guy. Yep. Let's see if anything could have gone differently in this dive. So this is just a really good read by Akshan too. Typical top gap. Yeah. Just a bit unfortunate. So I would assume that Jarvan's gonna go immediately to your blue. What I would do here is go immediately to his top side. You have the top priority. The scuttle is gonna be spawning in roughly like 40 seconds, and you know he has not done his top side because we've seen the buffs that he has. I don't even think he got red. Yeah, this guy hasn't done any of his camps. Like, all of his camps are up. So you have so much information about where Jarvan's most likely going to be. And you're about to see him on the sword anyway. But yeah, you kind of lost a lot of tempo here. Going to your Krugs instead of rushing the scuttle. Because you could even force a fight mid. If you just ran from base, didn't even do scuttle and just sat here and fought. Because Lissandra's trying to crash in this wave. And you guys win 2v2. Because you know they just spent all their cooldown spot. And you just reset. They haven't reset yet. So you have the item advantage on them. So that was a gank opportunity you could miss. So just be more aware when people are pushing in their lanes or slow pushing. Because usually you can like read their mind on what they want to do. They can either, they want to push in the wave to reset, or if they want to slow push, they're most likely looking to dive. You've got kind of two options, so it's just make sure to think about that. That's kind of why F keys are so important, because you're constantly looking at like the lane state. If they're pushing, slow pushing, freezing. I assume you're pathing down bot to gank again?
That was the thought, but then I thought...
Or, yeah, this is good too. You should be ganking lanes with, like, knowing that they don't have flash. I think Jarvan's topside. Yep. Gonna be topside. Yep, that was a good gank. I would help push this in, and then reset. Because, yeah. So you not pushing this in is super int.
Okay.
Super int. You should have definitely been aware of this. Because you want to crash the wave. So that way Akshan misses CS. And he can't push it himself because Jarvan's, I mean, just, it's obvious, right? You have to help push this in and then reset. So after successful ganks, try to push in the waves that need to be pushed. So here we're looking for second Drake, yeah? That's what you're thinking? I still don't see you pinging a lot. That was one thing I wanted you to work on, was pinging and communicating more. And it's very important to do that against like ganking junglers, especially. I mean, this Jarvan is 2, 1, and 4, and maybe you could have prevented some of that. I would definitely gank bot instead of mid here, because you should know that Xerath has no flash,
The best Rengar in the world.
and Yuumi has no exhaust, and your bot lane's trying to push this in, and your bot lane has ults up. And you know Jarvan just took Herald, so you know that they have no way to counter this dive. Akshan, no TP, right? He doesn't have TP. Lissandra doesn't have TP. Maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't. You know Jarvan just took Herald, so this bot lane is defenseless. Free kills.
That was my thought.
Yeah, this... perfect gank. Then after this, I would go take his Krugs. Yep. I think Raptors is a bit risky, so I would just do Krugs, Scuttle, reset, go to topside. I mean, this is still like a free game,
Yeah, it went very bad, very fast.
so something must have went wrong. Yeah, this is kind of cringe. Nothing you can really do here.
Yeah, except walk in and die.
They just got like. No, yeah, you being here. Yeah.
It's just the first fucking.
So that was really bad. That
This turned the whole game pretty much.
that was really bad. Because they broke open mid, got all the plates. They got a few shutdowns. They got your shutdown and they got Yasuo's shutdown. And now Jarvan gets your entire bot side. You were doing good, and then you threw. So just be more aware, I guess. That's all I can really say. Just don't walk into 4 people. It was 4. It was 4 people. Yumi was on someone.
Yeah, true.
Akshan is so bad.
Yes.
He's so bad. Missed his E.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't throwing.
He probably would have lived. Not much else to gain from this game because it's kind of over. I think there's some concepts that you need to learn.
Oh.
So like hanging is a huge one. Tracking the enemy jungler. Like if you let's say mastered tracking, you could increase your elo by like 300 OP, 400 OP. Like you could be challenger from where you are. It's one of those things that you are 0 in. You do 0 tracking, 0 pinging, and if you just like worked on that, you would instantly start increasing your OP. You'd instantly see your win rate go up. I don't know how good your tracking is because I can't see. Like I can't see you what your thought process is because you're doing 0 pinging. So try to just track more. The other concept to work on is just watching your lanes if they're either being slow pushed or like hard pushed. So if they're hard pushing, that means they want to reset. Or if they're slow pushing, it most likely means they're trying to dive, right? So pay attention to that. If you think someone's about to get dove, well, then you obviously want to hover. It's the correct play to hover, even if like you're missing out on a camp. It's better to hover just in case, because maybe you could win the game off that, right? And maybe this was just a bad game, but I definitely would have padded the top this game. I would have tried ganking the
best Rengar in the world.
Akshan. He used flash like 3 minutes in the game. No TP. Stuff like that.
Oh fuck!
So who do you pad to this game?
Jen.
Probably. I was thinking bot. Because bot lane, it's not like a farm lane. It's Silver Blitzcrank, Alistar, Lucian. Like these. Fight. Exactly. It's not like a Yumi Xerath where they're sitting under tower throwing meteors at like and healing and like ungankable, right?
Okay.
Like this is an actual melee versus melee matchup that can set up CC and hooks and stuff. Shen versus Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser will always be useful, so it's not like shutting him down is going to really do anything because he's still going to be able to ult and 1v1 someone. Same thing, he's not going to like snowball if you successfully gank. Yeah, it's maybe a bit easier to like gank a 1v1 lane where Shen versus Mordekaiser can just taunt and then... But you still want to set up for your win condition, which is Lucian. Getting successful gank spot could win you the game. And you're also pathing down to Dragon, which is your win condition, right? Ganking bot, Dragon. Those are your 2 win cons. Okay, so that's Mordekaiser's ward from 30 seconds ago. Yeah, Shen just didn't tell you at all. So that's another thing that I like to do is communicate with my team. I ask them if it's warded or not. Definitely try to get the scuttle on time. Like choosing Krugs over scuttle, I don't really agree with. That was a good gank though. And then yeah, see this is another scenario, like if you know that you're playing around top side and you know that bot side is weak side in this scenario, just spam ping them. Away, danger, 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 don't contest, just get out, just leave. Like that would have saved your Alistar, maybe. It might have helped.
It's better, it'll save him more than it won't.
Right. There are gonna be some games where you saying the obvious will win you games. You haven't done scuttle. Okay. That's a bit weird. You know it's probably there because you saw your Gromp gone, so it's not like he bolted to the other side. Okay, so that's a bit grief.
In the first place.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I guess.
It happens, dude. It would have gave you 6 too, so
Yeah.
that's kind of huge. Like you could kill him right here if you had ult. And not to like blame you, but if you had ult and ganked here, it would have prevented that him ulting bot.
Pretty stupid.
And so you would have like, it's a huge swing in what could have happened, right?
Oh yeah. Oh. Ooh.
Then you, okay, so
Yeah.
I mean the game's over at this point because they definitely outscale you. One, you didn't track. You didn't ping your teammates Kha'Zix's location.
Mhm.
Tracking is important not only for you, it's for your team, right? You're playing a team game.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the jungler and the support's job to track the enemy jungle. Jungle for obvious reasons, like you know the camps, you know the clears, like you know you know how jungle works the most, and then support because he's the support. His main job is to gather information and vision and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely tracking is important. So bot leashes, okay.
I guess the reverse there.
So he's reverse clearing is a bit harder to track. The best way to track a reverse clear is by asking for a ward in the enemy jungle. Because otherwise you can't really. That's why I also ask for my mid laner to ward the Raptors every game. That's
I mean, she's like back.
that's good. Okay, so you used your information accurately. So in a perfect world too, you also have to consider Blitzcrank also is looking to roam.
Mhm.
He hasn't shown in his lane for some time, so maybe they were four-manning your scuttle, right? Syndra was missing, Mordekaiser has prio, Blitzcrank is missing. Like you can't face check this. You have no vision. You have no information. You don't have information. Use this. That's why it's there. That's why it spawns at that time.
Yeah.
It's for that purpose to have information. But yeah, this gank is good.
That makes a little more sense. Why?
I still would have checked it after this push.
Okay.
Okay, so this never works. Top is missing. Not that it really matters. Mid is missing though. That's a really important one. And you don't have 100% on where Kha'Zix is. So like, you forcing a play here when Drake is up, your camps are up, is a really bad idea. Especially because it's not like a free play, right? Like this is like you're losing. So yeah, that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
They felt bad for me, I guess.
Okay, so you're back into the game because the enemy.
Yeah.
These are the things that like will help you climb. If you just avoid the mistakes that you're making, and then you keep capitalizing on ints like this, you're gonna climb. That's how it works. If you int less than your opponent, you will win. Wait, you can unmod yourself on Twitch? Okay, Syndra's that's a really good roam by Alistair. Nice. Yep, take his camps, do Herald. And then you can even full clear. Like this is a huge tempo swing for you if you do that. So like do your mini camps and then your buffs.
Oh, okay.
Because now your camps are spawning on like a awkward time. You basically just did Raptors, went mid, did Wolves, and then went mid. So like, now you have Krugs up and Gromp up. So like you can't jungle anymore. It's doomed. Like you force yourself to go into one side of the map, do one camp. That's why it's really important to like have a clean path, if that makes sense. That crab has been alive for a long time. Try to clear more crabs. Okay. So it's another successful gank, but I still wouldn't be playing around top that much. So like hitting this tower is really bad. There's no plates. There's no like real reason to take this tower. You're not really like applying pressure by clearing this tower. When all of your camps are up, it's just you're losing tempo by being here, auto attacking these. Okay, it was a bit risky. You didn't have much information. You didn't have that much follow up either. Like when you went in.
Thank you, thank you.
Hope you learned a lot.
Get back to the climb.
Okay, see ya.
Pay attention to all the notes. Thank you.